Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Try here. I hope you are doing great wherever you are, every corner, every part of the world, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Let me know in the comment section where you're watching me from. Is it America? Is it Asia? Is it Europe? Or even the motherland, the mother continent, Africa? Or maybe you're watching me from a different planet, Mars. I mean, people are trying to go there these days. Even if you're an alien, let me know in the comment section. These days, you never know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for always tuning in on this channel. I love you and I really appreciate you. We are heading towards 2,000 subscribers, so I'm so happy. I'm so excited, and it's a new month. It's October. I really wish you the best in your monthly goals. That is, if you have monthly goals that you wish to achieve this month, the month of October. If you were born in October, hey, shout out to you. So today I just want to talk about Zimbabwe and Zambia. I'm from Zimbabwe and I recently visited Zambia. That's why I want to compare these countries. That's the main point of this video. I just want to compare these countries, not in a bad way. I just want to look at certain things, like if you would like to visit Zambia and you're from Zimbabwe, at least you know what to expect. If you are Zambian, you want to visit Zimbabwe, you know what to expect. And even if you don't come from these countries and you're just curious to know what is it like to be in these countries, then you can have a fair comparison from this video. So please do watch this video from the beginning to the end. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so, guys. Support me. I'm hoping to reach 2,000 subscribers before the end of this week. So Zambia is a beautiful country, I must say. I can safely now include it among those countries that I feel are one of my favorite countries here in Africa. So for those who have no idea where Zambia is, it is out here in South Africa, in Southern Africa. They border with Angola, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, Tanzania, and DRC. So many countries. In Zimbabwe, we border with Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, Zambia. Yeah, and I think it's done. Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, and Zambia. Yeah, not so many countries. Anyway. Zimbabwe and Zambia, we share a special relationship. We are brothers and sisters. So when I first went to Zambia, it was a long time ago. It was not like me going to Zambia per se. I was just passing through. I used to pass through Zambia, traveling between Zambia and Tanzania. Between Namibia and Tanzania. I used to travel from Namibia going to Tanzania. I've been living in Namibia for quite some time now. Even right now, I'm making this video from Namibia. I'm no longer in Zambia. I'm coming to you live from Namibia. So I used to travel from Namibia going to Tanzania by a road. So you pass through Zambia going there, and even going to Zimbabwe, sometimes you also pass through Zambia, then you go to Zimbabwe, or you can go through Botswana and go to Zimbabwe. The other way, I used to pass through Zambia, but this time around I managed to walk around and see how the people live in Zambia, which was quite amazing. Zambia is now one of my favorite countries, guys. I'm telling you, I love you Zambians. Wow. So when I arrived in Zambia this time around, it was early in the morning, around 10 a.m. around 10, 11, somewhere there, because I started my journey from Zimbabwe around 8 p.m. So we have to travel during the night, and then around 1 a.m. somewhere there, we reached the border. It's called Chirundu border post. And then you have to wait until it's in the morning for them to open the border, and then you cross. They open the border around 8, and then from the border, I think from 8 a.m. when we were saved, we managed to travel and reach Lusaka, the capital city of Zambia, around 10, 11 a.m. somewhere there. Then I managed to see Lusaka. Wow, what an amazing city. But what I can say is Lusaka and our capital city from Zimbabwe, Harare, there's no so much difference. It looks almost the same. That's how I see it. Maybe it's because we share so much history. We used to be under the same federation. Zambia used to be called Northern Rhodesia, and Zimbabwe used to be called Southern Rhodesia until Zambia managed to gain their independence, and then it became Zambia. And as Zimbabwe, at that time when we were still called Southern Rhodesia, it didn't make sense to say Southern Rhodesia when there's no Northern Rhodesia, so we had to change, and we became just Rhodesia. But now we are called Zimbabweans. We come from Zimbabwe. Anyway, so Zambia is a beautiful country, so if you want to visit, please do come and see the beauty of Africa. So I want to talk about different things so that we can compare Zimbabwe and Zambia. Generally, we can talk about the people, because I've already told you that it looks almost the same, especially Lusaka and Harare, our capital city. Zambia and Zimbabwe, they look almost the same, but Harare look more like a planned city, organized as compared to Lusaka. No shade. It's just that I feel like back then, so much attention was given to Harare as compared to Lusaka. But now things are changing. So the people in general, when you arrive in Lusaka, the people are welcoming, they're very friendly. If you want to ask for anything, directions, be it anything that you want to ask in Lusaka, people are friendly. They can be able to help you out. It's the same thing in Zimbabwe. So when you go to a certain country, the first thing that you need to know is communication. You need to communicate with people. How do you communicate with people when you reach to Zambia? In Zambia, they have so many languages. I don't know how many, but they speak languages like Nyanja, Bemba, Lozi, and I think Tonga as well. But they have so many languages. In Zimbabwe, we also have so many languages, like I think around 16 languages. But the dominant ones are Ndebele and Shona. In Zambia, I think Nyanja, Bemba are like the most dominant local languages. But if you want to communicate in English in Zambia, it's pretty simple, it's easy. If you want to talk to anyone in Zambia, I think they know English very well, those people. So you won't be stranded as long as you know English. I'm not trying to praise English here, but that's the language that we have. It's like an international language, and we were both colonized by the British anyway. So we speak English as a medium of communication to help us to communicate with those people that don't understand our vernacular languages. But when you travel to Zambia, try to learn some local languages. I don't know the language that I learned, but I know when you greet, you say Mulibwanji. I don't know whether it's Nyanja or Bemba or whatever, but it sounds similar from which language is this? Tu. Is it from Tu? I'm not an English person. Anyway, it sounds similar to Chichewa from Malawi. It's like almost the same. I don't know if you have Chewa as well in Zambia. Zambians in the building, in the house, please let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section. So you say Mlibwanji if you are greeting people. And the most important phrase is to ask for prizes. Zingati. Yeah, that's what I learned in Zambia. If you want to ask for a prize, you say Zingati. And let me tell you something, guys. If you travel to Africa and you want to ask for prizes, try to ask those prizes in a local language so that those people, they do not overcharge you. If you ask a price in English, people, they will assume that you have money, you're a foreigner, you're a tourist, probably, so you have money. Try to learn some local languages. I also learned this in Tanzania, where you have to ask like maybe the locals with like in Swahili, you would ask and say Shingapi, blah blah blah. That's how you ask prices. So in Zambia, you say Zingati, and then they'll tell you the price. So they'll ask, and try to play around with the accent so that maybe they'll just think that you're a local. But trying to speak the local language, you also create an amazing bond with the locals. So in Zambia, communication, English proper, and then also try to learn some local languages if you manage to find time. Number 2, safety. When you travel to a certain country, you need to know about safety. Zimbabwe and Zambia, I'll just rate them the same when it comes to safety. That's me. In Zimbabwe, I can walk around anytime, even the middle of the night, and then nothing happens to me. In Zambia, it's almost the same thing. I was walking around in Zambia, and I'm a new person from Zimbabwe, and I was walking around Lusaka. I remember the person who was hosting me there used to call me, like, bro, are you safe? And blah, blah, blah. They were worried. but hey, I would feel safe. I would record videos, even though some of those videos I'm not able to upload them because of certain reasons. So I lost those videos. That's like the point. I think Zambia is too strict when it comes to recording some stuff. Sometimes you end up running into trouble. So I ended up losing some footage based on that. But it doesn't matter. So basically, Zambia is safe. Zimbabwe is also safe. I'll rate them the same compared to other countries that I've been to. And another thing that we can talk about is currency, because when you move to a certain country, you need to transact, you need to buy. So in Zambia, they use Zambian kwacha, which is different from Zimbabwe. We use US dollars, and we also use our own local currency, which is called ZiG in short, for Zimbabwe gold. So when you go to Zambia, you have to change your currency first. If you have dollars, if you have pounds, if you have euros and blah blah blah, you have to go to Bureau de Change, or you have to go and see those guys who are able to help you to change money, because nobody accept any other currency except Zambian kwacha in Zambia. But in Zimbabwe, we have a multi-currency system. We have dollars, we also have our local currency, like I said, but it's very easier to deal with other currencies such as South African rands. You can, easily navigate using those currencies. And changing a currency in Zimbabwe is pretty easy. Sometimes, you want to change your money at the Bureau de Change, but sometimes it's late. I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe you arrive late and you need to change your money. In Zimbabwe, it's pretty much easy to talk to different people. You get people who can help you to change money. But in Zambia, I felt like it's very difficult and challenging. You have to wait until the morning. But if you go to a certain place called Intercity in Zambia, where buses, they travel to different places, there you can be able to change your money. They can help you almost any time, because those buses are loading any time, and they are traveling to different places, going to South Africa, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, DRC. So there people can be able to help you to change currency if you do not want to change at the Bureau de Change, or if you miss the time frame to change at the Bureau de Change. So that's Zambia. When it comes to currency, make sure you buy Zambian kwacha. But if you're traveling by road, you can be able to buy Zambian kwacha at the border. And if you're traveling by plane, you can be able to buy Zambian kwacha at the airport. But most importantly, just know that in Zambia, whatever you want to buy, you need Zambian kwacha. But in Zimbabwe, you can use US dollars. You don't have to change. You don't have to go to anyone. Just US dollars. You go to any shop, you go to anyone, and you can be able to buy. And then another thing that we can talk about is transportation. I observed that Zimbabwe and Zambia, when it comes to transportation, it's almost the same. We use combis. Combis are like those mini buses. I think in Kenya and Tanzania, they use a bit bigger buses. In Tanzania, they call them daladala. In Kenya, they call them matatu. But here in Southern Africa, we have like mini buses. In South Africa, they call them taxis. I think those Quandam Toyota mini buses, right? Those are the most popular here in Southern Africa. But the difference is that I noticed that in Zambia, they don't really overload as compared to Zambia. Maybe I did not experience that. But what I experienced was that in Zambia, they do not overload that much as compared to Zimbabwe. And it's a bit cheaper in Zambia as compared to Zimbabwe. I was staying to a place called Makeni Konga, somewhere there, which is in Lusaka. That's where I was, which was nice. And then when it comes to electricity and water, those are certain things that you need to know before you travel to a certain country, right? Electricity in Zambia at the moment, it's challenging. It's a problem. I think for the most part of the electricity, they depend on hydropower, which I feel like right now it's strained based on the fact that we've experienced drought in Southern Africa. So electricity right now in Zambia is a challenge. Load shedding is a problem. So you want to charge your phone, your laptop, or sometimes you realize that there is no electricity. In Zimbabwe, I feel like the problem is a bit better as I used to know it before. Right now it's better. Electricity, at least you know it's coming at what time, but load shedding is still there. But I think right now when it comes to electricity issues, Zimbabwe is doing well as compared to Zambia. When it comes to water, I think Zambia is doing well. Water is available. If you have a borehole in your home, you can pump water when the electricity is there and stuff like that. I don't know so much about the one from the municipality or whatever, the country. I don't know the institution that provides water. But when I was there in Zambia, the water was not really like an issue, even though when the electricity, when like there's an electricity problem, then you just know that water problem is following. But in Zimbabwe, we have already accepted that the water issue is like problematic. It just depends on where you stay. So people normally in Zimbabwe, they have their own bores and stuff like that. But when it comes to electricity, I'd say Zambia is really struggling. And then we can also talk about the economy of Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zambia's economy, I think, it's primarily based on copper. They export a lot of copper. I've seen a lot of trucks when I was traveling from Namibia to Zimbabwe, even passing through Zambia. You'd see a lot of trucks coming from Zambia going to Namibia. Walvis Bay is like a port, a town, the coastal part of Namibia. There's a port there, so that's where they ship off that copper. And I hope Zambians are benefiting from that oil. It's just the elites who are benefiting from that. So that's how I compare Zambia and Zimbabwe. That's how I see it. And the Zimbabwe's economy, we also have a lot of stuff going on, mining, agriculture. Zambia, they also have agriculture and stuff like that. And tourism is also big between Zambia and Zimbabwe. It's just that this time around, we are facing the problems of drought. That's why agriculture is suffering. So we have to depend mostly on tourism, maybe. So we have the Victoria Falls. That's what we share, Zimbabwe and Zambia. So we have a strong bond, like I told you. A lot of people, they always debate online, who owns Victoria Falls? Is it Zambians? Is it Zimbabweans? It belongs to the both of us. There are certain things that you can do from the Zimbabwean side, and then there are certain things that you can do from the Zambian side. If you want to go to the Devil's Pool, I think the one where it's like there's like a cliff and you can almost fall like into the water. I think that one you can do it in Zambia. And if you want like better views, I think you have to go like to the Zimbabwean side. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about, it was about the music, the Zambian music, Zimbabwean music. I just wanted to say both countries, we need to improve. We need to see more of artists at the center stage. Music is something that unifies people. Even if you don't understand the language, you can just vibe to the melodies and stuff like that, even the rhythm. So Zimbabwe and Zambia, I feel like when it comes to music, we still have a lot of work to do, but I appreciate a lot of Zambian artists. I took some time to listen to their music. I think there's someone called Yomaps. I love his music. Is it Yomap or Yomaps? I don't know, I don't remember, but I love his music. I think one of the songs that stood out is called Mtima. You can go and check out that song. I don't know who he featured, which artist on that song. Mtima Wanga, something like that. Another one is called B-Flow. I was watching his career and I love the fact that he managed to go to the US. He met President Barack Obama, and he was marketing Zambia to the world. I really appreciate B-Flow. So if there are any fans of B-Flow in the building, shout out to you. And then on our side, like in Zimbabwe, we have a lot of artists. I think one of the biggest artists from Zimbabwe is Oliver Mtukudzi. He's late now. We also have Japreza, is one of our current artists that is doing well. But we had like a lot of artists back then. Even now we have a lot of artists. I can't mention all those artists here, but just mention Zambian artists. And if you're Zimbabwean, just mention Zimbabwean artists in the comment section. Let people know, let the world know the artists that we have in these countries, and market our own music, because music is also something that is universal, something that will help us to to export our cultures and our identity to the world. So I love Zambia, I love Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Guys, please visit Zambia, please visit Zimbabwe, and in Zambia you would see Kafue National Park, you'll see Victoria Falls, you see Livingstone. It's a beautiful town. Even Lusaka, it's a beautiful town. The people are amazing. Their food is amazing. And it's quite similar to Zimbabwe. We eat nsima. In Zimbabwe also eat nsima, but we call it sadza. In East Africa, they call it ugali. In Zimbabwe, you must also visit Zimbabwe and see the Victoria Falls as well. You must also see our national parks. You can also see Chinoi Caves. You can even visit our Eastern Highlands. We have Gonarejo National Park. The big five, you see them in these two countries. You can walk with lions. In Zimbabwe and Namibia, you come and see lions. You can walk with them. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Please visit Southern Africa anyway. Yeah, that's all I can say. I know people on this channel, they love to see me walking around and show you. So forgive me for this video whereby I'm just here talking to you guys. So yeah, I love you so much and thank you for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing once again. Lion Heart signing out. Love you.